Garry Thurman, welcome to the show,
Josh
my
Porter,
man.
what's up, buddy?
How are you, brother?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Mandy,
Sir,
welcome. I should say welcome. It should be me being welcome because I'm never here anymore.
I know. Welcome, Josh. Welcome back. Talk to myself.
Mandy, why don't you have a hat on? Your hair's awful big today.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe you just said
did it.
that to me.
The one thing that you don't want to hear, right?
Literally.
Yeah.
That or your butt. Your butt's awful huge today.
Yeah.
That angle on you is terrible.
I had to because you've been talking about it for 10 minutes sitting here. So it's like I gotta throw you under the
I'm like,
bus.
don't let me have freaky hair.
I love it.
It only matters when you got video, right?
Right.
That's right.
It
Yeah.
used to, it didn't
Yeah,
matter.
used
but
to, I
now
was
we
like, I
have
don't
it.
care. My hair's in a ponytail. I look like I just came out of the gym. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Now I have to put makeup on and all that stuff.
Too much work.
It's fine.
It's a lot.
It's fine.
Man, Gary, I am super excited to have you.
Thanks, man.
We've been talking about doing this for
I know.
over a
A
year.
minute.
I know.
You know,
I know.
and it's a little bit different than our normal episode from a standpoint of, we typically are in here talking about workouts and hormones and creatine and nutrition and,
Right.
To have somebody come on and let's talk about finances and wealth. But
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I'm excited about you being here is your understanding of in order to have an optimized health, right, as you age, there's got to be some wealth attached to it.
It helps.
It doesn't hurt, right?
But money doesn't hurt. Money doesn't hurt.
And so I love your approach. I love, you do so much more than just, focusing on finances. You really
Yeah.
do. You have a heart for people. You have a heart to really see the bigger picture of like, man, I want people to live well, and finances is a big part of
Yeah.
that. So
It is.
yeah. So
It's amazing to me, guys. Me and Ronnie kind of figured it out just this past week that this will be my 29th year that I've been in this industry, so to speak.
Really?
I started in, I did auto and home insurance. I got life insurance and health insurance and learned all these different things. But I was like, 29 years. Wow, first of all, that's a long time.
Yeah.
So I've aged myself greatly here. Speaking of big hair, I have no hair, Mandy, so don't feel bad.
Well, I
You
wasn't
still
going
have
to go
some hair,
there.
though.
Yeah, that's it.
They said to ball
Yeah.
here.
yeah.
But 3 years ago, and Josh, you know this, 3 years ago, I used to be a fitness instructor. I mean, I was in massive, amazing shape, and I worked so hard on my health as I was learning this industry. But 3 years ago, Ron and I had that horrible motorcycle wreck 12 years ago, and I allowed that to let me get lazy because I used the excuse, well, I can't run anymore, or I can't do this anymore because my leg's so messed up. But 3 years ago, I finally had a wake-up call. And it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing to yourself? And how do you think people see you and view you when you're in front of 40, 50 people and you're talking about financial planning and you're just out of shape and you don't look... That's what got me. Like, people can't look at me and go, why won't this guy take care of my money? Because he can't even take care of himself.
Yeah.
And that's what woke me up.
Yeah.
And it's like, I got to get on a mission.
Yeah.
And I started doing all this research, and I'm just absolutely blown away. And Josh, I know you and I have talked about this a lot. How quickly the brain stops working once you retire.
Yeah.
It blows me away.
Yeah.
Because you got to feed it. It's like any other muscle. You got to feed the brain, but you also got to feed your body, and you got to feed it the right foods. You got to work out. You got to stay stimulated. So that's kind of my passion right now is, educating people on, don't stress so much about how much money you have. If you don't have your health to enjoy it,
Right.
then what's it matter?
What's it matter?
Yeah.
Well, and before we get even into the financial aspect, you shared a little bit about your story, but I don't know that many people know that you were at one time like the ultimate spin instructor, aerobics instructor. I mean, the OG Garry Thurman.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah.
So you've got you cut your teeth in some
I did.
some health and wellness back in the day, right?
I did. I mean, I won Fitness Instructor of the Year 3 years in a row here locally. Had a kickboxing class, 100 plus people per class.
Yeah.
I'd have a line, out the door an hour before my spin class. I mean, it was a lot. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I got a blast.
Yeah.
And, I could not wait to go teach class in the afternoons or in the mornings, whatever it was. So, yeah, I've had that journey. And then I really got into, racing. So we did what we call adventure racing, me and my friend Greg. And I got so deep into that. And that's where you go out to a forest, you have a mountain bike, you have your feet, you might rappel, you might cave, you might swim. You've got a compass and a map, and you've got to go through that whole forest and hit every checkpoint, right?
Wow.
So I started training with a local guy here because I was in great shape, but I'm like, I need more muscle to be able to do these top things. So that's when I was in my just amazing shape, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, then life happened.
Yeah.
Motorcycle happened. And not discourage anybody from motorcycles. I won't ride one again, but cell phones get in the way. But it's just, it just woke me up.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get back to that guy.
And so bring us to present day, right? 3 years ago, you had this moment where you thought, I got to do something different. I mean, you've had quite the turnaround. Right?
I have,
And a little bit of a hiccup.
I had a little punch in the nose here lately. So, just it started getting my health right, got my diet right, got back into the gym, and that's everything right there. Then met you. You helped me out tremendously. And I don't care to share. When I first met you, Josh, I think, if I'm not mistaken, my testosterone levels were under 150.
They were.
And that was 3 years ago. I mean, I'm like, whoa, that's an issue.
Yeah.
Right. So you were able to help me there on the inside, my hormones and everything else. But yeah, March 29th this year, woke up to a little bit of a heart attack. Kind of out of nowhere, but thank God we didn't have any major blockage.
Yeah.
It's just all stress related.
Yeah.
So now I'm studying a lot about stress. Trying to learn how to take a deep breath here and there.
Yeah.
I know you and I've talked a lot about stress.
Yeah.
But it's just, when you're a business owner, when you're an entrepreneur and you want the best for everybody, you want the best for your staff, you want everybody to be so happy. I mean, you put so much pressure on yourself. And that's basically what I had done.
Yeah.
And, talking about a punch in the nose, reality check.
Yeah.
To have a heart attack is the scariest thing. I mean, so much more scarier than the motorcycle wreck. I was hurt physically from the motorcycle wreck, but I thought my life was over.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm texting my wife from the ER going, hey, here's where the life insurance is at. Here's where the investments are. Like, thought it was it, brother.
Yeah.
But thank God I'm still here.
Yeah.
We'd been with him all day that day, too. We had a meeting in the morning.
On Thursday.
VIP that night.
Yeah, so it happened Thursday night, and me being the stupid man that I am, ignored it.
And you just flew in that morning
I flew in the night before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd had like 3 hours sleep before I met you guys at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And then the next day, I took my team to tactical training, rolling on the ground, shooting guns. And the whole time I was having a heart attack. And I can laugh about it now.
Right.
But that next morning, got up to work out.
Yeah.
And when I went downstairs, I mean, next thing I know, I got punched right in the nose. So it's scary.
Here's what I'll say, too. Fast forward from that moment to now. One of the things I've had the privilege of walking alongside of you is just you never took a victim mentality, right? You never felt sorry for yourself. You never... I mean, there were some moments where it's like you're faced with a reality check of like, man, how do I want to live life, and what changes do I need to make? But I mean, we've had some hour conversations since then, looking at ways that you need to change and optimize it, and just the effort, right? I think like the word ownership just comes to my mind, and that's what we're always talking about. We're going to talk about it today in finances and things like that, but. Even when you were faced with something where it's like, I didn't see that coming, came out of nowhere, yet you didn't let it detour you.
I did not.
I mean, you just got right back on the wagon.
I did.
Tightened it up even more.
Yeah.
And so again, I want people to see when we're talking about this from a retirement standpoint and, stocks and bonds and all that stuff, really who you are on the health aspect of this is what, to me, gives you the credibility and validity of what you're going to talk about.
Well, and I'll be honest with you, Josh, having people like you and Mandy, having my wife, having my team, like having those people in my life, Ed Jones.
Yeah.
Ed's been a great help for me.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing to me. Lack of education, what you just don't know. I don't know hormones.
Right.
I don't know how these things work. And I don't care to tell the funniest story. Last time I was with Josh, Mandy, about 2 weeks ago, he goes, bring in all your medicines. I'm probably in a freaking duffel bag. He's like, whoa.
Okay.
Are you on all of this? I said, I am.
Like,
Can you help reduce this, please? Because it was just one of those things. We're trying different things.
Yeah.
What's going to work? What's going to help? And I'm all about trying to do it more natural. Some of the medications that the cardiologist put me on, unfortunately, I don't want to be on them. And I think we're on a mission. I think in about 20, 30 days from now, really, I feel that we're going to be able to get off some of those hard, that have such side effect medications.
Good.
The blood thinners. I know this sounds weird, but like I can't bump this microphone without getting a bruise.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. But, I need them right now, but I think I can eventually get off of it. But the education that you've gave me, that Ed's gave me, and just having the support and love from people around you, it just makes you want to go even more.
Yeah.
You know, I want to dig deeper now. I want to get better at what I'm doing. Financially, yes, I love to help people with their finances, but I want to help them with their wealth and their health. I want to do both.
And so let's jump into that topic then, from a health and wealth. Like, how do you, when you're meeting with clients, or maybe you've had established clients for years, how do you handle the whole health idea? Like, how do you connect hey, here we're planning for retirement, we're planning for your finances, but let's not miss this point.
Yeah, it's such a big point. And now that, you know, I got Tim, I got Bobby, I got my other advisors, they're doing the same thing with the clients now, because the ultimate goal is, what do you want to do? And we're using the phrase retire strong now. That's the name of my new book, which we can talk about.
Yeah.
Retire strong. And mentally and physically. Retire strong, mentally, physically, and financially. That's what we want to go. And that's what we talk to our clients about now. What do you actually want to do in retirement? If you want to become a couch potato, then let's have a deep conversation.
Yeah.
Because if you do, you're going to live 7 years.
Yeah.
That's just stats. A 65-year-old male, perfectly healthy, becomes a couch potato. His life expectancy is 72 years old. So you work 30, 35, 40 years to sit on the couch for 7?
Right.
That makes no sense to me.
Right.
And what's amazing to me, people will go, well, Gary, I want to retire. Well, great. Do you want to stay active? I mean, what's your favorite charity? You know, are you active in your church? There's different things you can do. I always use the story of when I retire, which Tristan and my team, they always say, Gary, you're never going to retire. And I may not. But when I retire, I just want to be a starter on a golf course. Just go out and hang out with my buddies. Give me something to do. Give me some interaction. Guys, I think that's one of the biggest weaknesses right there. Because once you lose that stimulation of having conversations with people every day at work to no conversation at all.
Yeah.
That's what happened in COVID.
Yeah. Think about that, Mandy. You're exactly right.
That's what happened.
I mean, people
Mental health went
crazy.
insane.
Because they didn't have that stimulation and their brain wasn't active. And then, of course, the physical side of it, you know what? And I wrote it in my book. We're not asking people to go out and run triathlons.
Yeah.
Walk.
I mean, do it if you want to.
Walk.
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, that's mad. Look, I love people like that. You know, I've talked about with you and your competitions and stuff. That's such a dedication. But you got to dedicate. If you want to enjoy your retirement, see, longevity risk is a real thing. And this is my biggest conversations I'm having with people right now, because it brings all other factors into play. If we're living longer, that means we got to have money longer.
Yeah.
That means we got to have our health longer. It means we got to optimize our income, optimize our Social Security benefits. What about your wealth and your health? And you got to blend all those things in together when it comes to longevity risk, because we're living longer. I have clients who are now over 100 years old right now.
Wow.
That's so cool, right?
Yeah.
And some of them are still very, very active. They're very, you know, they're great. Some of them are not. You know, I mean, that's a long time to live. But when you lose clients in their 70s, early 70s, you realize, man, they just stopped. You can't just stop.
Yeah.
You got to keep going.
Yeah.
You don't have to work full time, but you got to stay active.
Yeah. No, that's
So that's the conversations we're having right now. What do you guys want to do? Let us help you create this plan.
Yeah.
Let us find you something to do. And you guys know I'm involved in every charity in Chattanooga. I can find you a volunteer spot.
Yeah.
But you'll enjoy it. And you'll have a lot of fun doing it. You know, the biggest things, I'm sorry, Josh, I'm talking too much. Just had a client in last week. I'm like, so what do you want to do? She goes, Gary, I don't know. I'm a junker.
What's that mean?
What? You're a
Antique-y?
junker? That's her term for it. I said, what do you mean by that? She goes, oh, I like going to like yard sales and flea markets, and I like finding something that somebody considers junk now, and I like to refurbish it and then sell it. I'm like, that's a new business.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's a new. I mean, that's
People
what
love that.
Oh, she's like, I didn't think about that. I'm like, that will keep you mentally focused. That'll keep you spiritual focused. That'll keep you out with people, because you're going to be out talking to people and doing your thing. And you don't need a shop to do that. You need she's got a little garage. She does all this work in. I said, girl, all you need is Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marketplace.
You'll flip it like crazy. So it was kind of interesting to me.
And so, at least what I'm gathering, since a new client comes in to see you, is this where you start the conversation?
Yeah.
You're not asking what's in their bank account.
No.
You're not asking.
No.
So you're kind of creating the purpose behind.
Why are you here?
Why are you here?
Why are you here? Yeah. I mean, there's 3,000 financial planners in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I mean, I don't know, there's 3,000, but there's a lot.
There's a lot.
You can go to a lot of different people, but you know, the number one fear in America, hands down, is running out of money.
Yeah.
because of longevity risk. Again, we're living longer. People are worried about running out of money. The number 2 now is health.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're living longer, you got more of an opportunity to get sick. And I don't know if you guys have looked into how much long-term care cost is right now. Just in-home care is $2,500 to $3,000 a month.
Yeah.
Assisted living is $4,500 to $5,000. Full skill care, Alzheimer's, $9,000 to $10,000 a month. That's a lot of money.
Most of which insurance is not helping a tremendous amount. It's usually, in a short period of time, and then you're right.
We had somebody call in from the radio the other day because they're like, well, Medicare covers that. And thank God Tanner was on the radio with me. He's like, nope. Medicare will cover you for the first 90 days, but it has to, all the bells and whistles have to meet for that to even happen. Long-term care is real. Getting sick is real. But the more active you can stay, the less chance that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But you guys have done those studies.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the amount of water you drink in a day, how much that can help prevent Alzheimer's.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me. Walking 20 minutes a day reduces your chance of heart disease by 53%. That's insane to me.
Yeah.
Walk your neighborhood, walk your dog.
So from your standpoint, in my medical background, I'm always looking at risk, right? So one risk, if I'm thinking from a financial standpoint, it's weird to say a risk, but longevity.
Longevity.
Right? The longer I live, the more risk it is if I don't have that in the bank. Chronic disease, right? One of the stats I always talk about is prior to World War II, 95% of healthcare dollars was spent on acute care.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You have a infection, whatever. Now 95% is spent on chronic disease management.
Yeah.
So number one, leading most expensive cost in America, right?
Yeah.
And so, what are some other, besides longevity, chronic disease management, any other things that I guess finances become a risk because if you don't have
Big
enough,
time.
right?
You're going to run out of money.
Yeah.
I mean, and God, I love our country, but we're so unhealthy. When you compare us to other countries, which is in my new book, the numbers are just, they will blow you away. We're the wealthiest country there is.
Yeah.
We have more resources than other countries, yet we're the most unhealthy. Obesity in this country is huge. And people just either don't care, they get lazy. I do think people are getting more cautious about, hey, what's going on here? I got heart disease. I had a heart attack. What can I do to prevent these things? And I do think we're seeing more preventative steps, Josh, being taken. I still don't think it's enough, though.
No, I had a conversation with a patient today who's in the medical field. Okay, she's struggling with weight loss, and so I said, hey, because she's on a weight loss drug, and so we're talking about dosing and all that stuff, and she's like, well, it's costly to increase the dose, and I said, so let's, before we talk about increasing your dose, why don't we talk about lifestyle? Like, are you exercising? She is, and I said, well, explain to me your nutrition. And she's like, I usually fast in the mornings, which I've got my opinion on that. I'm
me too.
Not a huge fan. But then she's like, and usually I'll eat, pack of peanut butter crackers. And I'm thinking, I have to go back to, it's like elementary school.
It is.
And here's a healthcare professional,
yes,
right? And it's, so you think of somebody who should know to some degree.
Right.
And then you extrapolate that out to the average, person in the United States. And it's like, most people have no clue what it's like to eat organic or eat, one source ingredient foods. I mean, they just don't think about it. They think, well, I'm not eating, and then when I do eat, I eat 190, calories in a, peanut butter cracker.
Processed peanut butter cracker.
Think about that. I'm going to use a word, convenience.
Oh, 100%.
Okay. And price.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know to buy healthy food is expensive.
Right.
But can you sacrifice going to Starbucks every day to eat healthier? I mean, there's sacrifices you might have to make. You just reminded me, as I'm having a heart attack and I'm stuck in the ER, they were so overbooked. I was actually in the nurses' station, in a little chair in the nurses' station. There were two nurses there complaining about being overweight, both of them. And then they started talking about their favorite breakfast.
You say Chick-fil-A.
Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Fruit Loops, don't fire me. Fruit Loops. I'm like, I'm having a heart attack over here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
these are
you're
the people
complaining
taking care
about
of
being
you.
overweight, and you're supposed to be taking care of me. And you're eating Fruit Loops every day. It's like one of the most unhealthy things in the world.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
But they taste good, Gary. Oh my gosh. Okay, great.
They taste like Fruit Loops.
Well,
Yeah, sugar.
Yeah, they taste
Sugar.
like Fruit Loops.
so my mom was in the hospital recently,
Yeah.
and when they bring in the food tray, right?
Yeah.
They brought in French toast for breakfast.
Yeah.
They brought in a cookie with every meal.
Yeah.
A white yeast roll
Yeah.
with every meal. I mean, there was literally
Carbs and sugars, baby.
You're looking at it and you're thinking, there's not a healthy option
Yeah.
on here. And that's the system that we live in, right? So everything is kind of stacked against you
Yeah.
when it comes to, you have to be willing. Just like, I mean, financially, things are stacked against you, right? It is not easy
No.
to say, I'm going to make a sacrifice and I'm going to start planning for tomorrow when it's like, well, it's hard to make ends meet.
That's right.
So you got to choose your hard.
You
That's
do.
one of the things I tell people all the
You
time.
do.
You got to choose your hard. It is expensive to eat
It is.
organically, but you're going to pay for something if you, at some point, whether it's now or later.
Do you want
gonna-
to spend it in food or medicine?
Yeah, that's right.
You know, that's kind of the way I look at it. And I use the phrase pay yourself first, especially when I'm talking to younger people. Like so many younger people don't realize what saving $10 a day can do in the future.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of money. But, David Bach wrote a book called The Latte Factor. It's one of the most fascinating books I've ever read because it basically talks about not buying that latte every day, adding a little interest to that money over a period of time and what it will turn into. And I don't know the exact numbers, but like a 30-year, $10 a day, 30 years, average 10% interest on that money, that $10 a day ends up being well over $1 million in 30 years.
Yeah.
If you can't retire on $1 million, you got some serious issues.
Yeah.
And I do understand price of goods are up. Everything's more expensive now. But if you would just make some sacrifices, even as you get older, one of the biggest things out there, folks, guys, when you teach 50, when you hit 50 and older, there's things called catch-up contributions. It's where you can put more money back into your 401ks, your IRAs, your Roth IRAs. So many people are not taking advantage of that.
Yeah.
One, they just don't know they can. Or two, they're like, I can't afford it. But then when you look at their budget and you see how much they're eating out or doing, different things like that. And I think that's one of the hardest conversations we probably have with our clients. And I don't like to use the word budget. I call it a spending plan. Let's look at your spending plan. What are you actually spending your money on? And is there something we can eliminate or a few things we can eliminate to maybe pay some of that high interest credit card debt off?
Yeah.
And then you can just relax a little bit and start moving closer to retirement. You got to be able to make the right choices when it comes to your money.
Yeah.
And guess what? I'm living proof that I've made a lot of bad choices, especially in my younger days. I mean, I used to love to spend money. Still love to spend money now.
Right.
If I didn't have Rhonda, I'd probably be broke. Who knows?
But you look good.
Yeah, she helps me. But it's like, let's make sure that, we're paying ourselves first. Because if you pay yourself first, then, you shouldn't have to worry so much in the future about that money.
I love that.
I think a lot of things, when I think about financial wellness and just physical wellness, I think part of that is where that's combined is in stress. So one of the most stressful things for married couples, we'll just start there, is money.
Yeah.
It's money.
Number one cause of divorce.
Yep.
So if you are stressing, then you're making different choices for your health, things like that. So when you are lining these two things up, you've got to think one and the other.
Yeah.
So they have to go together. It can't be, well, I'll fix my finances when I fix my health. You've got to do those alongside each other.
Yeah, you really do. Mandy, I love that you brought that point up because stress, I mean, it's something that I've lived with. So I know it. And like one of my, just give me a bottle of wine, I'll be fine. Just give me a bottle of wine, I'll be fine. And that bottle of wine was, not good for my health. And we knew that, right? I knew that, but it was my way out.
Yeah.
It was my way to go, you know what? I'm not so stressed right now. I just want to chill out for a few minutes. That's the kind of things that I don't think people catch. Stress stinks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awful.
Yeah.
It's awful. And we all have stress in our lives. Everybody has stress in your life. But when it comes to money, you're right. It's the number one cause of divorce is money. And so you gotta have a teammate that can that you can support you know, because you're going to have your difference of opinions when it comes to money.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you gotta be able to make some sacrifices. I really do believe that, and you got to be willing to work with each other. So I think that's a big key.
Stay right here for a second, just in talking about relationships, marriage, finances. Okay, what's a key for you that you would recommend? Because I mean, my wife and I met today to go over spending.
Oh, okay.
Right? Like we do that pretty consistently.
Yeah.
But do you kind of encourage people?
Yeah.
And is there a method that you say, hey, here's some resources that people could?
A couple of things I want to bring up. But me and Rhonda call it a team meeting. So once, usually on the weekends, on a Saturday, Sunday morning, we sit down, we look at everything, we pull out our schedules, we pull out our agenda. What are we doing? What are we spending money on? So I think having, and I encourage to do it every week.
Yeah.
Once a week, sit down for 30, 45 minutes to an hour, put your phone somewhere else and focus on what you got going on in your life.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing. I got a copy of my first book right here. I've got a whole section of this book just about women. And I'll tell you what inspired me. First of all, I was raised with a wonderful mother and 2 older sisters. I have my beautiful wife. I have so many women in my life, but I had a lady come to me in Cleveland, Tennessee, and this was probably 6-7 years ago. Her husband walked to the mailbox, massive heart attack, gone. My age right now, 52. He was 52 years old at the time. Very successful. Very successful. She calls me, and I can't remember who recommended her to call me, but somebody recommended, and she says, Gary, I don't know what we have. I mean, what do you mean? I don't even know where the checkbook's at.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know this. I don't know that. It took me 2 years to find everything.
Wow.
He never communicated with her, ever.
Wow.
He had this huge life insurance plan, but guess what? We didn't know it till a year after he passed away.
Jeez.
So for a year, she's like, I need this money to do this money to do that. We could have had it.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest things I have, and Tristan's heard me, I'll say to my dinner visit, look, gentlemen, if you're planning on coming to see us, I hope you do. She's got to be with you.
Yeah.
Because if you're not planning together, you're going to go apart. That's just the way it is. Some guys refuse, and I have actually turned down meetings.
Yeah.
I'm like, you got to be on the same page. Even if you don't have the same goals, let's talk about those goals. But what you and your wife did, sitting down today, you got to do that on a cost. If it's once a month, that's great.
Yeah.
I think once a week, because life happens, and it happens so fast. And Josh, you and I have talked about this, like opening a new office, opening this, doing this, what it's going to cost, cars, everything else. It just adds up. And, you got to have that voice of reason.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's your spouse.
Yeah.
We had, Rob and I, I guess it's been 5 years ago now. We sat down with you and we're like, all right, we're fixing to make some massive changes in our life. It's when he decided to do his own company.
Oh, I loved it. Oh, I was the biggest cheerleader.
I know you were.
Maybe he kept going, Gary, shut up. Let it keep working.
No, I wasn't either. I was like, let's get him going. So, but my husband is an engineer, so his brain is, I've got to see all the things, all the possible
see the numbers.
scenarios that could potentially go wrong. I have to analyze that, then I'll make a decision. That generally takes about, 15 years. By the time that process is done. So, but when we finally did that, part of his stress was the fact that he's the man. He is here to take care of me and our family. And he felt like he was either taking a break from that or somehow failing us because he was making this dramatic shift that he could not guarantee was going to do anything.
Yeah.
I'm over here going, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
And he knew that, but the stress was not, there was some financial stress, but it was stress from being the man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
15 years ago, almost 15 years ago, Ron and I were not even married yet, Mandy. And I remember going to her house, sitting on her front porch, and I was bawling my eyes out. She goes, "What's up?" I said, "I cannot do this anymore." The guy I was working with, I cannot step foot in that office tomorrow. It was just a really, really negative situation.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh, what are you going to do?" I'm like, "I have no clue." She goes, "Just start your own firm." I'm like, "Well, I got $5,000 in the bank. That's it. $5,000.
This should go well.
And a dinner, if you do a dinner event, it's $5,000, right? Somewhere in there." And she goes, "I'll pay your bills for 6 months." And that, and I had child support.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Really?" You'll do that?
Wow.
She goes, and she goes, look, in 6 months, can you think you can make it 6 months? I'm like, I don't know. I'll try. So I took that $5,000, did my first event at the Chop House. You guys remember the Chop House on Gabrielle Road?
Yes.
And we haven't turned back since. That was 15 years ago. So I get where Rob was feeling that, because you do want to be the man of the house.
We looked at his. We have this chart, like our scale that you get on shows you like over the years. And he got on it yesterday or the other day, and I was like, "What'd you see?" But he was like, "Oh my God, man!" He looked back here where he did that transition, and his weight went woo.
Yeah,
and it was were we seeing it? No, it was before you.
Yeah,
it went woof. And he was so unhealthy during that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't by choice necessarily, as that stress was in there, you know? So, but then once it kind of settled out, then he got the reins. You know what I mean? So
how much, Josh, you may know this because I don't, what kind of money is spent in the United States on anxiety medication?
Oh, God.
Billions and billions. I mean,
antidepressants are one of the top 5 medications.
Top 5.
Yes, yeah.
It wasn't like that before.
No.
I mean, back in the 50s,
right?
Right? And we went through some stressful times back in the Great Depression and all these other different things. I mean,
it's pretty unusual for, if I were to think through like percentages, I'd say 40% of the patients that I see, right, as a new patient are on antidepressants and have been on them.
Yeah.
Right. 20 years ago, they started these things.
It's crazy.
So it is pretty, it's pretty nuts.
I had to get on some medication. My first little boy passed away. And it wasn't until about a year after that when it hit me. Because I was more in the mode of taking care of my wife at the time, and my mother, because they were just devastated, and I was too. But about a year later, it hit me. And they put me on these medications. And let me tell you something, I felt really good. Yeah. I walked around high as a kite the whole time, right? But like the side effects of that stuff was so brutal.
And you can't come off of them most of the time.
No. I did though.
Yeah.
I mean, I was that guy. I'm like, okay, I'm going to cut it in half.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to cut it in a quarter. And then I just got off of it. And I just got off of it because the side effects were brutal. They were brutal.
So tell me, if somebody's kind of new to, investing, new to the idea of retirement, like, we talked about where you start, right? What's your purpose? What's your why? Just maybe give it like, kind of an elementary level. Here's what you need to be thinking about here's the different types of investment opportunities. Sure. There's a lot of things out there now with crypto and, everybody's looking to make a quick dollar, right? If I can invest $1 and make 100 tomorrow.
Yeah. That's how Vegas thrives.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And so, just kind of speak to that.
I think you got to look at what your risk capacity is. And what I mean by that is, what can your stomach handle? Can you handle a 10%, return, a negative 10, negative 10, negative 15, negative 20, negative 38, like in 2008? Because if you can't, then we need to have a conversation. I do think the younger you are, the more riskier you need to be because you got time on your side. And I love seeing our younger folks come in. When I say younger, I mean, we've got clients from 22 to 102, right? But those folks really under 50 years old, let's be aggressive. Yeah. You got time on your side. Let's get out there in the market. Let's have some fun. I do encourage everyone, every single one, to somehow get involved in a Roth IRA, because with our current administration, the big, beautiful tax bill just got passed, right? I do think we're going to have low taxes for the next few years. I can't guarantee you that. But the current tax bill sunsets at the end of this year. So at the end of 2025. I think it's going to be extended. And if people are not taking advantage of that, we're in the third lowest tax bracket we've ever been in. So if you're out there with an IRA, an old 401k, or whatever the case may be, you really want to consider starting paying taxes on that money now while taxes are on sale. They're low. And then that way you'll have Roth IRAs. And if people don't understand what that means, anything you put into a Roth, any money that grows inside the Roth, when you pull money out, it's 100% tax-free. And I promise you guys, taxes are going to go up sometime in the future. Our national debt's insane. I don't know if you guys know this. Just the interest on our debt is $1 trillion a year. Wow. $1 trillion. So for every dollar we pay in taxes, 92 cents. Think about this. Every dollar, 92 cents pays for 4 things. Interest on our debt, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. 92 cents. We got to fund our militaries, We got to pave our roads. Thank God Chattanooga has no clue how to do that. I'm just sorry, Mayor.
Yeah.
I'm just saying 8 cents to fund everything else. And that's why, these bills that are being passed right now, a lot of people are a little worried about them. And the whole goal right now is to get more money into that system. The tariffs, big conversation right now. The tariffs should bring more money into our country if it's done the right way, right? And I'm not saying go vote here, go vote there. I'm just saying we're in a low tax bracket right now. And if you're sitting on a lot of qualified money you have not paid taxes on, right now is the perfect time to be starting doing Roth conversions because taxes are so low. But as a young person, be aggressive. I do think as we get older, we have to be more conservative. Right now, a lot of people are in that accumulation phase. So you want to grow. Well, at some point, you're going to be in a distribution phase.
Yeah.
And let's say imagine if you guys retired. Imagine if you retired, in 1999, 2000, 2001, 2002, all in 3 negative years. You had $1 million in your 401k. Now you got 500,000. Now you're going back to work. So you got to start thinking as you get older, you got to start being a little more conservative. And what a lot of people don't realize is there are some amazing vehicles out right now that can help you be conservative and still make some pretty darn good money. Still make there's ways you can do it. You got to work with a planner or a firm that's independent like we are. Some of the big box firms, as I call them, all they talk about is growth. Growth. You got to have growth. But as you get older, you got to start thinking about taxes. You got to start thinking about longevity risk, long-term care, health care, Medicare. And that's why I'm so proud of our company because we do everything. So we're a one-stop shop when it comes to retirement planning because we're going to help you with all aspects of your retirement. But as you get older, you need to start being a little more conservative.
Are there maximum contributions to Roth IRAs?
Yes. So if you're starting a brand new Roth IRA, if I was just going to go open one up today, there's a couple things you got to look at, Mandy. If you're 50 and under or 50 and older, right? Because 50 and older can put more money into them. You also got to look at your income levels because if you make too much money, Uncle Sam doesn't want you to own a Roth IRA. But that's starting a brand new one. So think about this. People get confused about this. We got a guy we're working with right now. He's got an old 401k. All right. So he's been gone from that employer for a year. I think he's got like $700,000 in there. So we're talking about doing Roth conversions. He goes, well, I can't do a Roth conversion because I can only put $8,500 a year. And I went, no, it's a Roth conversion. We can put it all in there.
Okay.
People just don't understand. Starting a brand new Roth or converting to a Roth, totally different. Now, one thing I don't encourage people to do is $700,000 in 401k. Let's not go do a Roth conversion all at once.
Right.
Mathematically, it makes sense. But think about your taxes on $700,000.
Yeah.
Ouch. That's going to hurt.
Because you're going to pay that up front.
You got to pay it right now. So we stage it. So for him, we're doing a 5-year plan. So we're going to take X amount keeping him in the same tax bracket. So we're just keeping, we're just going to do a little bit at a time for the next 5 years. We're not going to convert it at all. We're going to probably convert a little over half of it. But now he'll have a tax-free bucket of money. His goal is never to touch that money, and that's what he's going to leave to his grandkids. So his grandkids don't have to pay all these taxes on the money. Smart man. I wish my grandpa would have done that.
My goal is to live long enough to spend all my money.
Ain't nobody getting it.
That's right. And that's, you know what, Mandy, that's so interesting you say that. We have people that come in and go, oh, heck no, I'm spending it all. I'm like, good, let's go.
Listen, I'm trying to travel.
Oh, yeah. Go. I call it the go years, right?
That's what I'm trying to do.
65 to 73, 74, 75, that's your go years.
Yeah.
You're healthier. You're younger, you're more active, right? So let's go. We need more money. But then we get into the slow go years, 75 to 80-ish, and then we get into the no-go years. You're chilling at home, right?
That one's a no-go.
Yeah, that's a no-go. But I think everybody's different, Josh. We have younger folks that come in, and they don't want to be so aggressive.
Yeah.
We'll try to encourage it, but they're like, no, I'd rather be half and half.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's your money, not ours.
Right.
But as you get older, if you're someone 55, 60 years old and above, you can't have all your money. You just can't have all your money in the market. You just can't.
So in somebody who, let's say they're maxing out their Roth IRA, so that's where you started. What's next? Like, they've got
it's always good to have traditional IRAs, 401ks, 403bs. One, you're getting a tax deduction the current year. And most people out there probably have a 401k at work or a 403b at work. And one thing we can't do for you, I can't give you matching funds. So I use my son for an example. He's 28 years old. He's got a 401k. He gets a 6% match. 6.
That's money.
Heck yeah, it's huge. Most standards about 3. But with him, because he's like, Dad, I want to do a Roth IRA as well. I'm like, okay, but get your 6% free. If I explain to him, if you don't put 6 in, you're not getting 6 back.
Exactly. They don't just give you 6 for fun.
That's right.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, so the first 2 years of his job, that's what he did. 6%, because that's what he could afford. Now he's putting the 6% into the traditional side of the 401k and 4% into the Roth 401k.
Okay.
So he's putting 10% back, but he gets 6 back for free.
Yeah.
So that's a beautiful thing. Free money is the best money in the world.
I used to tell my kids that's money on the table. That's part of your income. They're giving it to you, but they will not just give it to you.
You got to match it.
You got to have skin in the game.
You got to have skin in the game. So, I think as a younger person, make sure you're participating in things like that. We had some folks in our office not too long ago. They're in their 30s, and we're like, so what's your match in your 401k? They're like, I'm like, you do not know what your match is on your 401k. Tomorrow morning, you're going straight to HR, and you're going to find that out because we need to make some adjustments here. Now, I will tell you this, what we're seeing right now, and this is big since COVID. You brought up COVID a few minutes ago. How many people have 401ks out there from an ex-employer and they're just letting it sit there?
Just letting it sit. And
they're
that's
just letting it sit there.
what it does.
There's nothing, you have no control over that money. And what people don't understand, it's an employer-sponsored program. So if that employer goes bankrupt or whatever the case may be, guess what your 401k is going to do?
It's going.
I use Kmart. Remember Kmart?
Yeah, back in the day, yeah.
So Kmart had all these people, and they had all these older employees that had retired. Their 401k was still, and Kmart filed Chapter 13. Those 401ks lost about 55%.
Jeez.
Wow.
Because they didn't take control of that money. So if you're listening right now, if you have an old 401k, take control of that money. Move it to an IRA. Maybe we move to an IRA, then we start doing Roth conversions. Or maybe we don't. It's based on, what is that risk capacity? How risky do you want to be? How old are you? Do we need to create an income stream? Then we're going a whole different avenue here. Yeah. So lots of different things. I think financial planning, retirement planning is one of the most difficult things in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, it's every day, me and Tim and Bobby, Tanner, we're all just like, what's going on? This big, beautiful bill just got passed. How's that going to affect our clients? We have to constantly stay on top of our game to make sure we're giving our clients our best. And if we're not our best, if we're not our healthiest, then we can't do that. Right. So that's our goal.
So from an employer's perspective, for a business owner perspective, you have to be not only physically healthy to maintain your business, maintain your employees.
Stress level,
things like that. So unless you have set up something for your employees, you may not have anything set up for retirement. You may not have a 401k.
Yep.
You may not have these things set up. What can a business owner do?
Yeah, so I've been a business owner for many, many years now. So we do not have a 401k at our office, right? So I do what I call a SEP IRA. It's basically a self-employed pension plan is what I explain it like that. It's basically a one-man 401k, right? But the great thing about SEPs is you can actually put a lot of money back into them. There is a limit on how much you can put into a SEP IRA. The great thing about that is when I put money into my SEP IRA, and let's say I put $50,000 in a SEP IRA, I get to deduct that $50,000 from the top of my taxes every single year. Now that's an awesome thing.
Yeah.
But guess what? All I'm doing is making a deal with Uncle Sam. I'm not going to pay you now.
I'll pay you later.
I'm going to pay you later. So what we encourage business owners to do, Mandy, is fund the SEP. Let's max fund it for a year, right? And we're going to continue to fund the SEP no matter what. But starting the second year, we're going to take a portion of that money and we're going to start converting to Roth.
It's a game.
It's a game. It's like Monopoly, right? A lot of people don't want to do that. They're like, I need to save taxes now. And I totally get that. But then when I show them, if your tax bracket goes from 32% to 52%, this is what you got to pay Uncle Sam.
When it comes to
And people are like, holy cow. And one of the best things we've done, if you guys don't mind, we created a calculator. It's so neat. You can go in there, comfort of your house, sit on your couch, and put your numbers in on what we think the numbers might be in the future with taxes. When you do that test, you're like, okay, I need to go talk to Gary about Roth conversion like right now. Because if future taxes do what we think they're going to do, And I really don't think there's anything we can do to stop it. I think we're going to have higher taxes. I never think we're going to get back to the 70s, 80s where we were, back in horrible times. But I do easily see us getting into the 45% top tax bracket down the road one day. I really do. That's scary.
Yeah.
So, go to that calculator. You can put your numbers in. It kind of a little bit of a wake up call, so to speak.
Let's transition. I don't know. We had talked about talking about this particular thing, but life insurance.
I love it.
So, number one, the one question I've got is: should someone do life insurance if they had a limited amount? Should you do life insurance before you invest? I'm sure you would say try to do them synergistically, but then secondly, just kind of explain whole life, term policies, all
different
that
ones.
Stuff. Yeah, if you got a second.
So here's what you got to think about life insurance. Life insurance is the most least expensive way to take care of your family, right?
Okay.
And now, I always encourage someone, especially if they're a business owner, have a simple term life insurance policy.
Yeah.
It's the least expensive, right? And you can get the most bang for your buck, God forbid, if you pass away. You are paying rent on your life. So
that sounds gross.
Think about it, though. Like I've got a 30-year term that I bought several years ago. I think it runs out when I'm 82. I'll probably be dead by then. I don't know. But the whole point is I'm not going to need that chunk of money by the time I'm 82 years old. And it's a large amount. So something happened to me today that I know Rhonda's taken care of, Nick's taken care of, my grandbaby's taken care of, Grayson's taken care of. That's why you buy a term life insurance policy. But the key word there is term. When the term's over, it's done. And here's less than 2% of death claims are paid out on term life insurance. Less than 2%.
They just take them.
Life insurance companies love you, right? Because they're taking those premiums in over and over and over. Whole life and universal life. That's two other ways to look at life insurance. Whole life can be good. It's got to be structured correctly. And the thing about whole life is you do get a guaranteed rate of return, but the fees on a whole life policy are so expensive. Let's say they're giving you a 4% rate of return on your money. Well, your fees are 2%. So you're really netting 2%, right? Universal life is a little more universal, where the fees are not as drastic and you're really depending on the indexing of the market. Like you can put it up against the S&P 500 or something like that. So you can make some really nice gains inside of a universal life insurance policy. Something I love for business owners and for younger people is what we call an IUL, Index Universal Life Insurance Policy. Because you're putting money into these accounts, and there's two benefits to this. Three, sorry. If you die, there's a death benefit, tax-free to your family, friends, whomever. The second thing, the money grows tax-deferred inside that account, and you can take a loan for two reasons. A loan for income, which will be tax-free, or a loan if you get sick. People don't realize life insurance, some of the life insurances have accelerated benefits in there. Here's the easy way to explain it. Let's say you got a $500,000 death benefit and you get sick. You can accelerate the death benefit to help pay for your care. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
And a lot of people don't realize super wealthy people, tons of money in life insurance. Yeah. Tons. Because they're trying to be non-probatable, first of all. Okay, you can't probate life insurance.
Right.
Can't probate it. And two, you get all these other perks and benefits to it. I would tell everybody though, life insurance before you invest, that's a tough one, Josh, because how old are you? Do you have a spouse? Do you have children? If you're just single out there, I'd probably tell you to start investing first.
Yeah.
But if you have a spouse or you have, children, I would probably encourage you to get some life insurance and let's build that up first and then we can start investing. Yeah. So I think it's based on an age.
Either or. Yeah.
And based on what your circumstances are with your current life.
I literally just had a term out.
Yeah.
In May, this past May.
And so it goes away.
Well, it's going month to month, but it can increase.
You should shop it.
Okay.
So if you're someone out there, I had a guy.
Should have sent it to my
3 years ago. Yeah. 3 years ago, had a guy, or I'm sorry, 3 weeks ago, had a guy where I was talking to him over the phone. His term runs out in 2 years, right? So he's got 2 more years on it. I said, well, let's just run the rates. Because, guys, insurance rates change. And COVID made a big impact. COVID made a huge impact. I was actually able to get him $240,000 more in death benefit for the same amount of money.
I'll send it to Brittany.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Bridget,
yeah. So we were able to rewrite him. His He got a new term, so it's lasting longer. We got him more death benefit for the same amount of money.
Yeah.
He's like, I never thought about that. I'm like, yeah, just shop it. It's like shopping your auto and home insurance.
Yeah.
You never know. Rates could change.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Life insurance is a beautiful thing, and a lot of people don't take advantage of it.
Yeah.
They really don't. And I think it's something everybody should have. People don't, it is so inexpensive
Yeah.
to go out there and get a term life insurance policy. Gosh, it's
Especially
expensive.
when you're younger.
Yeah.
When you're younger, I mean, it's pennies on the
No
dollar.
smoking, no,
Yeah.
good health, all that good stuff. Yeah.
And that's another thing. Underwriting has gotten a lot more lenient.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. We've got a young lady with a child wanting life insurance on the child. The child has some pretty serious things going on. And I was like, I'm not sure we're going to be able to get this or not. We got it.
Yeah.
We got it.
Well, I mean, when you think about a business model, when 98% of the time you're not paying out, I mean, that's a win, right?
Yeah.
You could probably stand to be a little bit more,
Yeah, there's a reason
Lenient.
life insurance companies
Yeah,
have the tallest
for
buildings
sure.
in every city. I say that as a joke.
It's crazy though.
Life insurance companies make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But guess what? They're on the line.
Yeah.
You know, if I got a $2 million term policy and I buy it today and I croak tomorrow,
2 million.
they're $2 million out.
Yeah.
And that does happen.
Yeah.
So I think you got to be careful about that. And we even have life insurance policies now that are guaranteed issued. Guaranteed issued.
Meaning there's
You can
no
be
way
on
to
your
appeal it?
deathbed and you get issued with this life insurance
Oh, okay.
policy.
Gotcha.
Now you're limited on how much and different things like that. And it's all about those mortality rates. It's all about, what they're seeing and what they think, how long they think you're going to live based on your medical and all that stuff. But I mean, you can get life insurance even if you're unhealthy now. It's pretty crazy. It's awesome.
It is really good.
Yeah.
You have life insurance?
I do.
I do too.
Yeah.
Well, obviously.
I don't know when you said on your deathbed, do you ever see where, I mean, I've got 5 kids, right?
Yeah.
Where, my kids can kids take out life insurance on me? Mm-hmm. I mean, they could just pay. Is
Sure.
that something that
Yeah.
happens
Sure.
where,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking that's an investment for them, right? The odds are that dad's going away at some point. So.
Yeah, there's actually there's a guy I know, and won't say he's not here locally anyway, but that's one of his biggest things he does is he calls it inheriting the children of his clients. So he has his clients like I do. He talks to the children about, hey, you guys might want to consider buying life insurance on mom and dad, and here's why. Mm-hmm. And he does it with mom and dad, so it's not like a
It's slop.
Yeah.
it's not like a sly thing here.
Yeah.
Like you're hoping mom and dad passes away. But when they do, there's a chunk of tax-free money coming your way. Mm-hmm. And like I said, most money in America right now is in qualified accounts. 401ks, IRAs, 403bs. And here's the thing. When the new tax laws passed in 2016, they took away what they call a stretch IRA. Mm-hmm. That means if my dad passed away and then his wife passed away, then I inherited his IRA, I could stretch that death benefit out for 30 years. Can't do it anymore. You have to take the money in 10 years. Not spouse to spouse, but just your 5 children. If something happened to both you and your spouse at the same time, all that money's going to your 5 kids. Mm-hmm. They have to take the money out in 10 years and pay the taxes on it. Mm-hmm. That's just law.
Okay.
And so inherited IRA is basically what you call it. You've got to take the money out in 10 years now. The stretch is gone. But if you have life insurance, guess what? There's no taxes.
There's no
You don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So life insurance is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
And like you said, there's a lot of options with life insurance. You just got to find out which one's
Yeah.
right for you.
Yeah. Well, and I think that, having shopped that over the years, it is so important to find somebody like yourself
Yeah.
who understands it, right? Who can sit here and have this conversation because I'm sure this happens in all things retirement, but it seems like there's a lot of weasels out there in the life insurance world.
There's a lot of weasels out there in the insurance world.
Yeah.
There really is. I mean, we see it all the time. And, it's always hard for me when somebody says, yeah, I've got a life insurance with my company that sells my auto insurance to me. I'm like, guys, you got to shop that.
Yeah.
Because there's companies that just do life insurance, and I promise you they're going to be a lot less expensive.
Yeah.
When we shop term, just using term for example, I probably got about 20 companies I shop.
Okay.
And guys, they're usually within a couple dollars of each other, but some of them are guaranteed issue. Some of them are what they call swift term. So I'll let you do a 20-minute phone call. You don't have to take a physical. I mean, like, are you healthy? If you are, I'm probably going that way.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's $2 more a month.
Yeah.
I mean, you're It's easy.
That's right.
They came and
Easy.
took my blood. I did this 20 years ago. It was a 20-year term.
Yeah.
And they came to my office and took my blood.
Still do it today.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, look at
They
this.
still do it today.
Shady.
Yeah.
Those
I go
people
a
are
lot of
usually
places.
kind of shady, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
Shady as
Again,
crap.
if there's a 98% chance that I'm going to get the money and you're not,
Yeah.
I'm probably going wherever you need me to go.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just saying.
It's crazy.
That's the biggest stat I think I've heard. In a
Like,
long
go in the
time.
conference room and whoop
Yeah.
your arm out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Get blood.
That's good,
Yeah,
man.
they bring a little scale
It's
so they can
so
weigh you and all that
weird.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
I felt
funny.
violated a little.
As we end, you got a new book coming out.
I do.
And
Yeah,
it's called
Retire Strong.
Retire Strong.
Yeah, and by the way, if anybody's listening, they want my current book, Plan That Day on Tomorrow, I'll send it right out to you. All you got to do is call us. But Retire Strong should come out. Tristan and I just started getting notes back from our publisher. I'm like, wow, I've got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
I am not a writer, and they proved it. But I'm going to dig deep. I really want this thing to be out by first of the year. So Retire Strong. And it's basically, why are you so worried about your wealth if you don't have your health? So the whole book is based on health and wealth and how
I
they
love
blend. They're the two elements to retirement. You got to have them both.
Yeah.
You got to have them both. And if you don't, then, you're going to suffer. Like you said
One way
earlier.
or the other.
One way or the other, you're going to suffer. So, how can we make sure you got both?
Yeah.
And that's what this book's going to be all about.
How do people find you?
Yeah, easy. Phone number 423-710-9199. Our website is giaplantoday.com. And when you go to that website, in the top right-hand corner, a couple things I like to point out. One, we got 2 quizzes on there. One's a reality check quiz. One's that tax quiz I talked about. They're free. Go take them right there from the website. And then 2, if you want to check out our TV shows, our podcast, our radio shows, we got a media tab that has all of that stuff right there listed on it. Headed out next Sunday to shoot my 96 through 102nd TV show.
Oh, my
so
gosh.
going to hit the 100.
Look at you, man.
Hundred
remember
TV
me
shows.
seeing you. I was in New York Pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Here I am, my health journey. I was in New York Pizza eating a Cobb salad. And there's Gary on the TV. Went, oh my God, I know him. And I took his picture and sent it to him. And he's like, where are you? I'm like, New York
Happens a lot.
Yeah. It does.
We got pretty lucky this year. We came on right after the Masters.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah. And we came on right after, I don't know, there was another huge sporting event. We came on right after that. And it was like mine and Ronna's phones were blowing up, right? But the show is good.
Yeah.
And it's just about things we're talking about today.
Yeah.
And then the radio shows, we have a lot of fun on our radio show. We're kind of goofy on our radio show, but, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. I listened to it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I appreciate it. Yeah, call us, go to our website. Love to help you guys out in any way we can.
Love it. Well,
Thank you, brother.
Brother, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And Mandy, until next time.
Big hair Mandy.
Yeah.
I'm going with that from now on. I love it. Brother's going to kill me for doing that to you. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Gary.